Looked at my 25 boyfriend's 27 chat history and it was vile. My boyfriend left his phone at home this morning whilst he was at work. I lost my own, so I used his to call myself so I could find it. A notification from a group chat popped up telling me that someone posted a picture, and without thinking I opened it to have a look. Out of curiosity I scrolled up a little and I seen some downright awful things posted. Recently he applied for a promotion at his workplace but wasn't accepted. His reaction to this was pretty calm and understanding when he spoke to me about it, but his chat history says otherwise. Friend. Who got the job? BF. Some lovely lady with a BMI higher than mine. BF. I swear the recruitment process is to just find the fattest tard possible. After that they spoke negatively about women with larger body types for about 15 minutes. I felt a bit ill reading it and tried to convince myself it was just harmless venting, but the more I scrolled up the chat, the more awful things I found. Earlier this week I found this interaction whilst they were mocking a colleague who was crying at work. Friend. It's every day she cries at the same time every fucking day, and then everyone stops working to pander to her. BF. Go slap the shit out of her. The worst part about offices are the dumb beat TCHES crying. I'll admit after reading this I spent a while reading through the group chats out of shock, and it seemed to get worse. A lot of derogatory remarks and name-calling. I ended up getting back to September 2018 and seen this. Friend. Where are you? BF. At the caravan. Friend. You fucking N-word. You said you'd be able to come. BF. You know, I've never actually seen a N-word in a caravan before. After this there's a bunch of offensive discussion about travelers. Besides strangers on the internet. I've never seen someone use this word in my life. I was beyond disgusted. When I went back to before 2017 there was racial name-calling on a daily basis. No, I am not exaggerating. Each and every one of them said the N-word at least once a day. Either using NGGA as a greeting or insulting people by saying tard, FGGOT and the N-word. I was reluctant. But I looked at this chat around the time we started dating and everything he said about me was weirdly casual in comparison to how vile the rest of the conversations are. Besides the racism, the absolute most abhorrent thing I found in the chat logs was this. BF. Anyone know how long people with MS live? Friend. MS? BF. Some disease. Friend. Why? BF. My manager has it and I want to know how long I've got to wait before I swoop in for that job. All of his friends laughed at this. Every single one of them. These are people who I have known for almost 4 years and I even considered them my own friends. I feel nauseous. I have no idea if I'm overreacting or this is just a dark sense of humor. Is this normal? Is this how people act? It made you feel nauseous. If nothing else, listen to your body. This is who he really is. Op. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Dark humor does not excuse racism, misogyny, or callous disregard for others. Not normal. Certainly not for a grown man. Hey, you found a window to your boyfriend's soul. Or at least to his true humor. If you're happy with the facade he shows you, then stay. If you can't get past it, go. It's not dark humor. By the way, it's awful piece of shittery. I have MS. That sentence would be a near-death sentence in my presence. That person would cease to exist and be blocked. Don't think for a second that he's anything but a disgusting poss. He calls women bitches and fat shames them, thereby objectifying them. He refers to black people with the most disgusting slur possible, knowing its history. He enjoys his coworkers crying and anticipates the death of a person with a serious and debilitating disease. He is a horrible human being. There is no excuse for his garbage opinions. Break up with him. No woman with an iota of self-esteem and an active conscience should be with such a vile and terrible human being. I would get out without telling him I saw the chat. He will turn that around and say you're to blame for snooping. So unless you really want that confrontation, just find a way to get out with the least amount of crap slinging. To answer your question at the end, no, this is not just dark humor. Using slurs is extremely harmful and disgusting. What advice do you need? Oh my goodness. He's clearly shown you 100% who he could be and who he is. You need to accept it. You should not want this type of behavior around you. This is poor rudeness, cruel, and shameful. You know this is not your way of life. Then you need to bring all of this to his attention and leave him. He's been doing this for YRS. The likelihood of him changing for the better is not realistic. More than likely, if there is a next time, he'll be sure to take his phone and delete certain conversations. Not sure how you look at your future with this person, but you need to ask yourself, is this the type of husband I want to spend the rest of my life with? Also, raising children within a household with this type of behavior present. Yeah, most of this is really bad. I'd dump. That's not dark humor. That's outright racism and bigotry. It is not how civilized people behave. I have a Discord chat with some friends. And sure, it might get a bit sweary from time to time. But I can say for certain there has never been any racism or bigotry on there. And if someone were to say any of the things you've listed in the op, they'd be called out on it pretty damned quickly. Break it off. But I am positive he's gonna be smack-talking you to his friends pretty soon. Which will prove why you deserve better. Showing his true character. Make him your ex. This isn't dark humor. He's just a really horrible person. And no, normal people do not act like this. Now you know who he really is. You're not overreacting. Take it from somebody who used to be a bigot. These are not good people you're dealing with. Better for you to rip that band-aid off now than have it come up even deeper into the relationship. Not saying you have to confront him, but definitely start planning your exit. Godspeed. I've seen these types before. I worked with a guy who would say the most vile and disgusting things about anyone who didn't look like him. He also really hated women. Would even go so far to proudly say that he sympathized with murderers and rapists of women because obviously some women deserve it. That whole fratty douche group was like this. Had nice girlfriends. Except for one incel. But away from their GFS they acted like fucking degenerates. Sorry that your boyfriend is a tool. At least you found out now. Sure, they could just be venting in a very immature and fucked up way. I have dark humor and usually win hard at Cards Against Humanity, but some of that stuff you found is kinda fucked up, especially because it is directed at actual people. When people show you who they are, believe them. It may have been sneaky, but you got a clear view into his uncensored, authentic thoughts. This is how he sees the world and how he expresses himself with people he knows are safe. Meaning, just as callous and dehumanizing as he is. It's normal for a racist, misogynist, bigot. Someone that insults the disabled would find this a normal convo. Normal for a decent and good person? Absolutely not. It's appalling. He's a cruel, racist person. He's an HR nightmare waiting to happen, and it is possible they know that, and that is why he didn't get the promotion. You just found out who BF is when his mask is off. Now what? You can't say you don't know he's horrible anymore.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.